Hey everybody, Rivers here. Says we are live. So give me a moment to try and pull this up on YouTube. But tonight I wanted to talk about D&D versus AD&D. Basically, I had a question in a comment on one of the videos I mentioned in a comment about playing AD&D First Edition, and they wanted to know what the difference between that was and just D&D. And I never actually played regular D&D, but my friends did, and they told me that it was the races determined what class you were, and in AD&D, it had classes and races, so it kind of divided from there. Overboard DM Cujo, how you doing? This is going to be a short chat because I don't have a lot of time. I just wanted to put this out there because, like I said, somebody asked me in another somebody else's video actually that I made a comment on, and they commented back to me and asked me what the difference was between D&D and AD&D. And Cujo, I don't know if you're old enough to remember AD&D First Edition and or D&D, so chime in if you do. But my friends who got me, well, actually my friends who got me into D&D, AD&D, was in the Marine Corps, and then I came home and I started to get together with a group here, and they played D&D and were just started into AD&D, and I jumped in there. Oh, you played second edition and up, Overboard. Okay, yeah, a little younger than me, but yeah, like I said, I started with AD&D back in '87 or so. So that's 1987 to everybody that doesn't understand that. But yeah, I'm old. D&D, the regular D&D was, my understanding, is called the Red Box, but elves had their own, was a class slash race. Dwarves had their own class. The only thing that had different classes was human, I believe. I'm not even sure of that. But in first edition AD&D, they had the human, dwarves, elves, half elves, gnomes, I believe, and halflings. And they could all be just about any kind of classes, but they had limits to how high in level they could go in that class. Like halflings could max out higher in thieves, which is what it's called, rogues back then. They called thieves, could max out higher in thieves than they could in fighter or any other class that they were allowed to take. And some classes they weren't allowed to take. So, but we're going back a few years, and I don't remember everything. So my memory is Swiss cheese at the best. But I do remember that as a DM, I kind of let my players break those rules because, as Gary Gygax said, the rules are kind of a guideline to go by, so you don't have to follow the rules to the letter. So I didn't. So we would play, and if you could only be a 12th level magic user and a 12th level thief or whatever, because of your race, that didn't necessarily apply whenever I was DMing. So, but that's the basic difference I remember from AD&D to D&D. So, like I said, I wanted to keep this short. Going on 5 minutes here, and I only got Cujo watching, I believe. You're still out there, but I don't remember a whole lot of differences other than that. I don't know if there was hit die differences. I can't remember. But I know in AD&D original first edition, you know, you had a four hit die, or a D4 for magic user, a D6 for thief, a D8 for cleric, a D10 for fighter, and with the Unearthed Arcana and the Barbarian class, you had a D12. So, you know, chime in the comments down below if you remember something different or if I'm getting this wrong. Like I said, my memory is not the best. So I just wanted to do a quick video kind of in response to that question that I had. And so if they actually watch my channel and watch this video, that's my whole response for you. And I can't remember the name of the person that asked me that, but I'm sorry, I just don't remember. But I'm going to get going now because it's been 6 minutes. And like I said, I want to keep it short, sweet, to the point. And hopefully if you're watching this on the rerun, you get something out of it. And if I'm wrong, comment down below, let me know. And I'm going to plug the Tabletop Dungeoneers Discord, which is in the link down below. So if you're watching and don't know who they are, go check them out. If you're a creator and you don't know who they are, go check them out and join us. There's a lot of creators on there, and we share ideas and just talk and have fun. And it's a good group. So check that out. And like I said, I started with AD&D first edition, so I don't know the rules for basic D&D that well. So that's my disclaimer. So y'all have a good one and have a good game.